In case you're wondering, let's see. Yeah, this is my 3D printer in action. You know, I'm printing with a white PLA from Saint Smart right now. So, just starting a new print here. Just use the Aquanet hairspray, which has worked really, really well for me. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about Saint Smart, you can see that how big that hole in the spool is. You know, I'm still kind of worried about that slipping off. I mean, this spool holder's got a guard on it, and it catches on a ridge in there, but you can't really see it. But, you know, I still get kind of nervous about that falling off, you know. And really, you know, you could print up some kind of spool insert or something for that. But, I mean, this spool holder's worked okay, even though, like I said, it does kind of drag. Now, you know, for your information, this PLA has been sitting out for like 4 or 5 days. You know, it's best to actually keep it, you know, in a, some kind of a bag with those desiccators, and you can buy those desiccators, desiccant packs at Amazon, you know, for like $10 or so. But again, I haven't had a significant enough problem with moisture in my filament. And you know, this is in Oklahoma, and it's actually pretty humid here in Tulsa all the time. Probably not as bad as Alabama, but it's a humid place. But my filament is done pretty well. Like I said, you can see that, that's my red filament from the other videos. I put clips in there, and I think I threw a desiccant bag in there. Yeah, you can kind of barely, you know, see it right there, but that was a used desiccant bag. But you can, if you go on the internet, you know, you can stick these things in a microwave and actually refresh them, because, you know, desiccant bags don't last forever. You know, they need to be refreshed, and you can bake them in the oven too, which is probably a better way, because they get pretty moist in the microwave. You know, I still haven't perfected that yet, but, you know, it's a good idea to have several if you're storing filament for a long period of time. You know, like this red filament, when it was sitting there for quite a while, when I hadn't used it, I was sitting in the printer just like this. You know, it actually started snapping. I mean, the filament just on its own would just snap after sitting there for a few weeks without being used. And, you know, broke into like 3 or 4 pieces. You know, in fact, here are some of the pieces of it right here. You know, that it just snapped on its own. It became exceptionally brittle, you know, from, I guess, sitting out for some reason. I don't know. But once I just broke that piece off, you know, that led to the spool, you know, it was, you know, about an extra foot or so of it off. The rest of the spool printed fine, so I printed some more red parts, and it was okay. But that was, you know, like I said, this is Saint Smart filament. Here is another spool of this that I've got. But, you know, I got these other filaments I haven't tried yet. I got some more Hatchbox black. You know, this red was a Hatchbox filament. It's done really well. But this is black, and I did buy some clear from these guys, which, you know, have mixed reviews on Amazon. I hadn't tried that yet. I'm too afraid. And I got some blue Hatchbox down below that Saint Smart and white, and I hadn't tried those yet. My big colors, you know, are, I figured black and white are, for my purposes, what I'm going to use the most of. You know, the red and so forth, I just bought as, you know, for experimental reasons, you know, like that red, that was a great thing to test my printer out on. But, you know, I think of things printed in red, you know, made out of red plastic as being kind of cheesy. I mean, we all remember when, you know, well, not all of us, but I mean, a lot of us remember back in the 70s and 80s when plastic stuff came out. You know, it was oftentimes red, and it'd be cheap, you know, it'd break every time you know, and I just kind of think of things that are made out of red plastics as being cheap because of that. It's kind of a psychological thing. But at any rate, you know, this is a little test print. I might have to do a different version of it. But I still am using just the default settings on this printer. So, yeah, but you can see, you know, when I'm printing out there, actually, let me put it on flower mode. You know, when I'm printing out there, you know, that disc on the bottom of it is actually designed to be a single layer print, you know, that you can see in the middle of that. And it's got some gaps in it, so I'm probably going to have to print one with 2 layers. but I just want this disc for the product I'm trying to make here, or prototype I'm trying to make here. I want it to be as thin as possible. So that's probably a little too thin, so I'm probably going to have to do another print on it. But this part I'm printing here will only take about 14 minutes. I might show you, the part when it's done. Anyway, I just wanted to update you on that. But yeah, I'll here in a minute, I'll start this thing back up, when this thing's done. It's supposed to only take about 14 minutes. Let me I'll show you, see it. They took, on their software, see, I still got this in flower mode here. It's blurry. But like I said, they used to have a counter on this thing. They don't anymore. They have a progress bar here, that tells you, on the screen. I can't tell if this is blurry or not. I'm going to try to put it back in flower mode. My eyes are terrible. Anyway, I can't tell. But yeah, they have a progress bar which gives you a % completion and so forth. They used to, in their previous versions of the software, they had a, which I guess I could go back to those older versions. But they used to have a time estimator that tell you how much time has passed. Well, they took that out, and that sucks. But this print I'm doing, you can see it's supposed to take about 14 minutes. But, what I noticed in printing is that their estimate was always off by about 20 or 30%. It usually take 20 or 30% longer than the amount of time it tells you. I still say they need to add a feature in this that actually keeps a log, of how much filament you use, for any given print that you do, because that would be nice, so when you're about out on your spool, because when you get down to you're almost out of filament on your spool, you might have some left, but you don't know how much you have left, so you don't know if it's enough to do your print or not. It'd be nice to be able to actually keep a spreadsheet or something, that was automatically done on this that could tell you for, how much filament you've used, and then anytime you change filament, you could log on a new filament type. Like let's say I wanted to stop using white, I can go start using a red filament before. If I've already got an entry in that table, I could select that filament, say that's the filament to use. And, it also could actually have, any special settings if I tweak this. But, again, I'm still using this with, with the default settings pretty much on this program. And I'm using still matter, let's see, the matter slicer or whatever. They keep changing the software around, so it makes it hard for me to find things. Let's see. Yeah, matter slice right there. So I'm still using the matter slice engine, and this is medium quality. But again, for what I'm doing, I still hadn't gotten around to tinkering with this. And one of these days I'm going to, but I got work to do with this. I just don't want to tinker with it until I've got some of the basic things done that I want to get done. I'm going to put this, I just don't know if this is blurry or not to you people. It's a video, it might be. I can't tell. Maybe my lens has got a smudge on it. I don't know. Let's see if that looks blurry. No. Yeah, this, like I said, it'd be nice anyway to have some way of keeping track of how much, how many grams you printed. So, you might have some clue toward the end of your spool how much you got left, and whether what you want to print will run out of filament in the middle of it or not. That'd be nice. But now let me show you what I'm printing here. Got a 3D view. So that's basically the object I'm printing. So, but like I said, this layer here is just meant to be a single layer of filament thick. But again, I got another version of it that'll probably print that has 2 layers because this has too many gaps in it. But anyway, so when this is done, I'll show you the finished item if you're curious. Let's hope this thing's not too blurry. I guess I'll find out later. Anyway, Okay, I'm done printing out the part. In fact, this was the first one. I went ahead and printed out another one. It took like 30 minutes or so. You know, this has got a little thicker of base on it. You know, because you can see, like I said, that's with one layer, it's just a little too thin. You know, if you're trying to print out just one layer of plastic, you can get mixed results out of it. I've had fairly good one layer prints before, but this is 2 layers, and that's more than sufficient. Which 2 layers on medium setting, if I recall correctly. God, I forgot what it was. I'd have to find the test prints I did. See, I know this one. Well, I don't know if this was a 2-layer or a 1-layer print. I've got test samples around here somewhere. I don't know what I did with them. But anyway, I'm trying to remember how thick the layers actually are on medium setting. This is a 1-layer print, so let me. I got this tripod. Put the tripod on the camera here. Okay. Damn it! I hate this freaking tripod. And in fact, I'm looking at buying new frickin' tripods for this damn thing. I hate this frickin' thing. Anyway, let me try to set this up again. Yeah, this one, like I said right here, is a single layer. Let me turn the light up. Is a single layer, and put on my calipers so you can kind of see what it is. Here, let me get my magnifying glass to read this thing these days. Yeah, it's about a single layer, medium setting. It's about 16 mil, 16 thousandths. So, if you can see that. But, so 2 layers is approximately double that, but I think it comes out to about 25 mil. Let me try this little square here. Yeah, that's a single layer too, and it came out a little thicker. Well, no, about the same thickness, about 16 thousandths on this. So this is a single layer here. And like I said, that actually is pretty good. It doesn't have any voids in it. This you do see some voids in it. So again, you can get mixed results if for some reason, like I do, and I've got my reasons, but I can't explain that right now. But I've got my reasons for wanting to do that. But this I think has 3 layers or 2 layers. Let's see. Yeah, it's it's 30 mil, 30 thousandths of an inch. And like I said, this is probably 2 layers, I suppose. Although it seems pretty thick, though. It seems like, because I did one with 3 layers. Again, I got some bigger samples lying around here somewhere. I don't know what I did with them. I wish I could find them. I didn't even think I was going to talk about this. But the fact of the matter is that the point is that I went ahead and printed out another one with 2 layers thick. So that's much better results. But I kind of wanted to. Hold on. Well, let me just. Okay, this is the parts I did in Rhino here. I'm using Rhino 3 right now, mostly just because I haven't, I put so much effort into making custom toolbars and everything, so, I didn't want to throw that effort into the trash, because I spent like 3 weeks, going through all the commands on Rhino and making these custom toolbars. So that's why I still use Rhino 3, even though the Rhino 5 is badass. A lot better of a program, but I'd have to redo all that, and I don't have the budget together for it right now anyway, so, or the time. But yeah, these are the parts I printed out. See, these are I printed actually 3 different thicknesses of this particular part, and these are some of the other parts. I'm working on this print right now, Actually, I got some stuff hidden on this apparently. I don't know what, but anyway, the fact of the matter is, you know that. But the fact of the matter is, what I do is I basically grab a part like that and go up, you know, and hit, you know, export selected on Rhino. Let me see, I'm still in flower mode here. Export selected, and then you go down and choose STL as your file format from the drop-down list, and there's all the. That's what I like about Rhino. There's tons of export and import options on it. It's a really good. It's almost like the CorelDRAW of 3D printing. So, you know, that's what's great about CorelDRAW. You know, you can import and export a whole hell of a lot of different files. As good as a clearinghouse program, if nothing else. Anyway, you just name the damn thing and, you know, do whatever you want. It saves it as an STL file, and then you're ready to import it into your other program. So, which you can see is on a different computer. I mean, this is my main, well, here, get out of flower mode. This is my main workstation computer. You know, it's a dual monitors, and then here's my internet / 3D printer computer, and I actually use a, you know, a little switch, you know, with a thumb drive on it to transfer files between the two, because I do not put this computer at risk ever. It's never connected to the internet, ever, you know, in any way, shape, or form. So anytime I want to transfer files, I do it through that disk. You know, so that's a little thumb drive plugged into, you know, a USB switch. You know, basically an AVR switch, but not quite that elaborate. It's really just for that thumb drive. So that's how I transfer files back and forth. But anyway, it keeps my work computers totally secure, because I just do not like taking chances with crap like that. I've had computers be literally destroyed once. But anyway, I'm not going to, you know, discuss that, but I've had it destroyed once, you know, computers destroyed once from getting viruses. Literally fried the hard drive, you know, that kind of crap. So, like I said, I take extra precautions when it comes to that. But at any rate, the fact of the matter is that's where I do my 3D printing, you know, on this computer. And, you know, so I'll design a part, STL, copy it to that thumb drive, and then switch it over, and then I'm ready to go on my 3D printer. I could try to connect the 3D printer directly to this computer, but right now I don't want to, you know, because of the computational workload on it, I don't, because I usually work on things while this is printing, so I really don't want to take the chance of something I'm doing here causing this to hiccup, you know what I mean, and screwing up my hours long print. So that's why I like doing it on a separate computer. I tried hooking it up to my XP machine over there, but it does, this software, the USB drivers won't run on XP apparently. You know, or at least I didn't try very hard, but I didn't have much success. So I use that computer with my little Roland you see over there right now. When I'm doing circuit boards or something like that, that's what I do my circuit boards on, that Roland MDX15. Which I would make a video about that, because I actually figured out how to do it without using software, you know, fancy software, or, you know, something you had to put on Linux or something like that. You know, so I figured out how to do it. It's just the out-of-the-box software. It can be done. You just got to think about it enough and think about what you're doing. But you know, I can print circuit boards. I don't have any of them lying around here to show you. You know, but you can see where I, you know, made a circuit board, and that's what's left after I remove the circuit board. But I've just done one circuit board that way so far, because I used to use my K2 to do that. But it's broken right now. Anyway, I'm rambling. So I just wanted to, you know, conclude that video, and, you know, this video with, you know, showing you some basics here, and you know, giving you kind of an update and a little more information than what I, you know, had in my original, you know, overview / repair videos, or my review / repair videos. Anyway, thanks for watching.